Hello everybody. Today in this short video, I want to clear up a very confusing concept. What is the difference between parallel keys or scales and relative scales? Let's start with parallel scales. So parallel scales means two keys that has the same tonic, but one is major and one is minor. For example, D major and D minor are parallel keys of each other. C major and C minor are also parallel keys of each other. Now here is a bit trickier one. What is the parallel key for F sharp minor? Well, your first reaction might be, isn't that just should be F sharp major? Well, sometimes in music we rarely use F sharp major. We mostly use this enharmonic key G flat major. So in this case, the parallel key for F sharp minor is G flat major. So from these examples, we can conclude some properties for parallel keys. Parallel keys start and ends on the same note, which means that they share the same tonic. And parallel keys do not share the same key signatures. And of course, parallel keys means one is major and one is minor. Now, let's listen to some real music examples of how parallel keys are used. So this is the very famous Tchaikovsky Symphony No. 5. It starts off in the very, very dark key of E minor. Let's give it a listen. See, from the key signature we have just an F sharp. And we know that this is indeed a E minor key. Now, at the very, very end of the piece, Tchaikovsky is actually composing in E major. See, we first have the E major scale's key signature, 4 sharps. And all of the notes are from the E major scale. So the shift between E minor to E major is a shift of parallel keys. And this is actually something very, very often used in music. Now, let's put the few properties we concluded about parallel keys here. Now, for relative keys, some things are not the same. First of all, relative keys do not share the same tonic, meaning that scales do not start and end on the same note. In contrary, relative keys share the same key signature. And of course, just like parallel keys, relative keys are also different in quality. So one is major and one is minor. For example, what is the relative key for C major? What we have to do here is to count to the left by 3 semitones, or a minor third interval. Now pay attention to this part. When we're going from a major scale to its relative minor key, we always go to the left. So we end up on an A. So A minor is the relative key of C major. See, these two scales do not have the same tonic, but then they share the same key signature. This is also why when I was teaching you minor scales, I derived all of my minor scales from major scales. Let's do a reversed example. What is the relative key for G minor? In this case, since you're going from minor to major, you shift to the right by 3 semitones or a minor third, and you have B flat major. Again, you do not change anything about the key signature. So B flat major is the relative key of G minor, or G minor is a relative key of B flat major. Let's listen to some real music example of relative keys. So, this is the very, very beautiful and famous Piano Concerto No. 23 by Mozart. The first movement of the piece is in A major. See, we have 3 sharps. Now, in this very, very intimate and beautiful second movement, we still have 3 sharps, but Mozart shift the key to F sharp minor. And we all know that F sharp minor is the relative key of A major. Now, the professional term for changing keys is something called modulation. This concept is something you will learn in the future. So let's just recap today's key points. Parallel keys versus relative keys. Parallel keys share the same tonic. Relative keys do not share the same tonic. Parallel keys do not have the same key signature, and relative keys do share the same key signature.